Please rise for the pledge.
We're going to revise it. Yeah, no.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Janice, the agenda has some revisions to it.
Yes, 17, 18, 25, we're going to withdraw 2D. Mr. Henry Perez is no longer a community member on the board. He's a Board of Education member, so that's going to be removed. And then the other revisions you should have already gotten, and they're on the agenda for the public.
Okay, great. Can we get a motion to approve the agenda as revised? Aaron, second. Kim, all in favor? 7-0. Superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Rose. So welcome to the start of the 2017-18 school year. This is our first board meeting for the start of the school year. Our next one will be after the school year has begun. It's been a busy summer here, and I have really enjoyed my first 2 months in the district. Great team here. I'm looking forward to seeing our schools full with students and educators, and many new initiatives for next year, such as the one-to-one Chromebook pilot, grade 6, our second year of the AP Capstone program, 11 new extracurricular clubs, including robotics, debate, world languages, and a new pep band. I really hope our students take advantage of all those new offerings in the school district, really to their benefit. Over the summer, we've hired 17 new teachers to replace retirements. We've been busy with that, and several other part-time staff. Tonight, we'll be appointing a new director of humanities, Ethan Wivietsky, who's replacing Dr. Chowski. He comes with many years of experience in education as a teacher and administrator, and most recently the administrative chair for humanities at the Eastport South Manor School District. Comes highly recommended, displayed a high level of expertise and skill in the areas of English language arts and social studies, and we're looking forward to him joining the team to help our students reach those new heights. Last week, the state released the 2017 New York State 3-8 district scores. We had a large number of opt-outs, but we will be taking a close look over the next few weeks to see how our students who did take the exam performed, and look forward to sharing with the board and the public some point in the fall an overall picture of student assessment data and growth over the last school year. Just a quick note, next year we will be revising the weighting of Regents exams for all regions across the district next year. Currently, most Regents exams are weighted at 20%. We'll be lowering that weighting to 12%. Regents exams are important for graduation, but we don't want them unduly weighted for our students. Tonight on the agenda, I'll be asking the Board of Education to approve our participation in the Suffolk County Shared Services participation. You may remember Governor Cuomo's charge for more shared services between counties and intermunicipal organizations, and this looks like a great opportunity for us to join. We'll be appointing our treasurer, Dave Carlson, to be our representative, and basically, it sort of looks like they're developing a Craigslist of shared services that we can either partake in or put a service up to generate revenue back on some equipment. So a lot of details to be worked out, but being a part of that certainly is an opportunity for cost savings for us in the future. Our Board of Education, I'm very proud of them. They continue on their journeys for professional growth. I'd like to recognize our president, Mr. Robert Rose, for his completion of the Board of Education Officers Academy Training Program as board president. So congratulations to Mr. Rose for that. I'm also very proud of the work the Board of Education completed. As you know, we've had 2 board retreats really working on best practices and protocols for Board of Education. It's been a lot of professional growth in running a school district, and working collaboratively, they've developed a guiding document which is on the agenda to be adopted this evening to guide practice for the Board of Education. So congratulations to that work and that effort. Also asking the Board of Education to approve a professional development contract for one of the diagnostic tools supported last year in the budget, the iReady and Alex. This evening, it's the Alex professional development contract. Both of those products identified last year through the district as tools to improve student performance with the Curriculum Council. I know that Mr. Meinster has several workshops planned for parents to build greater understanding and the use of these tools to help students and help us strengthen our practices. Just a quick update on a review of our athletic practices related to the health and safety of students. Mr. Passamonte, in the wake of the tragedy this month on a football field in a local school district, took the time to review with coaches their practice procedures to make sure that we took another look at all health and safety matters to make sure that all of our practices were safe for our students, and they were. Last week, 19 of our teams began practicing, over 400 students. It was very neat to go by the fields and see the fields full of kids exercising, running, playing tennis, lacrosse. That's been great. So good luck to our Wildcat teams for the upcoming season, which are about to begin. And additionally, this week, the pre-AP week, where we have 6 or 7 sections of students of different AP courses to get ready for the AP courses that they're in, began, as well as our elementary academic early help program for K through 2 students, 3 K-5 students in the school district began this week as well successfully. So congratulations for that. Along with Principal Puglisi, our science teacher, Ms. Frazier, and Dr. Meyer, we attended the closing ceremony at the Brookhaven National Laboratory, which runs a annual high school research program. We went on August 18th. We had 4 of our students in this very highly competitive program attend this, and they had to present publicly to scientists, to their peers, to their colleagues in the program. A wonderful presentation, and so congratulations to K.E. Chen and Joseph Sauerbrunn, who are incoming seniors. Kai studied methods and utilities for a hydrogen intensity mapping of our universe. Joseph Sauerbrunn studied the fabrication and characterization of cadmium zinc telluride crystals for gamma radiation detectors, and I had to practice that. And 2 students that are recent graduates, Maxwell Santiago, studied saving our pollinators for the future, very interesting biology project, and Lindsay McKenna studied the liquefaction of helium and use in superconducting magnets. So pretty impressive for the 4 students, and I have to say, proportionally, there were more Shoreham-Wading River students there than from any other school district, so hats off to those students. I just found out today, congratulations to 2 of our cross-country coaches who were just selected by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association as Coaches of the Year for 2016-17, Bob Szymanski for boys cross-country and Paul Koretsky for girls cross-country. We will, of course, be inviting them to a board meeting for recognition, but congratulations to them for that really distinctive honor. They'll be eligible for the national recognition as well as being for that recognition. Quick comment on the status of the Wading River School and the Miller Avenue, the bond project. You know, as the work is coming to an end, the finishing touches are being placed on our elementary building programs. I know Ken and Derek are back tonight to share with us some pictures and answer some questions. I just want to extend again a thank you to our neighbors at both of those buildings for their patience with the dust, with the work, with the debris. I know last weekend was especially taxing. We had asphalt and paving, a lot of trucks, a lot of noise, the smell. So I want to thank them for their patience last weekend for that. So I'm sure that the finished product, the landscaping, the new bus and parking plans, the new great facilities for our kids will absolutely make the summer construction worthwhile, not just for our kids, but for the community and the neighborhoods around those schools. So really thank you again for those neighbors for their patience with us. And then finally, the district has spent some time looking for somebody to serve the school safety officer position. I know it's been over a year. For now, we have contracted with a school security firm, Covert Operations. They come to us with years of experience in school security, having worked in multiple districts, Riverhead, Connecticut. They've already begun reviewing our site plans, our safety plans, meeting with administration. In the next month, they'll be working on analysis of our safety plans. Safety is of the utmost importance as a priority for us. And Don and Rich come to us through a shared service contract through BOCES at a significant savings through the original budgeted amount for the school district. So I'd like to take a moment to invite up Don Flynn and Rich Anderson to say a few words and to meet the board.
Good evening. Thank you to the board for the invitation to be here this evening, and the administration, the community. I'll give you a very brief overview as to my background. Rich can talk a little bit about himself, but I had 20 years with the NYPD. I retired as a detective sergeant over 12 years ago. Specialized in transnational and narco-terrorism. Big push in video surveillance back then. I retired. I went to work for the Brooklyn DA's office doing money laundering investigations. 12 years ago, I opened up covert investigations and security. Thus, that's where the name came from. But since that time, for the last 12 years, I have been 100% involved in K-12 security. We're a security investigations company that does not do bars, nightclubs, shopping malls, anything of that nature. It's 100% of my business. I'm the owner. I'm the president. I've been working with Eastern Suffolk BOCES going back many years, almost 8 to 10 years with them. I've done the assessments on all of their buildings from West Hampton to West Islip. I work with districts in Nassau and Suffolk County. So it's what I do on a day-to-day basis. Rich, who will step up in a second, Rich would be on site, or will be on site in Shoreham on an everyday basis. We're only in district about a week or so now. We like to start out with at least a 30-day assessment. My philosophy, I think, I don't know if the board had gotten a copy of one particular slide, but my philosophy is this. I believe in three things: highly trained personnel, cutting-edge technology, and proper plans. Those are the three pieces of what I believe drives a good security program forward. I mentioned highly trained personnel, and I just don't mean that for security staff. On a yearly basis, I will train anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 educators throughout Long Island. Within the next week, I'll probably do about 2,000. So when I talk about highly trained personnel, it's everybody. It's security staff, it's food service workers, it's faculty, and I believe that's going to be the driving force of moving forward. The security program in the district. I just wanted to acknowledge, since we've been here a short period of time, the staff has been. Angelo has got a few things going on, I see, but he's been very responsive for Rich and I to get things done. Sue and Gracia has been very helpful in showing us around the district and helping us understand some comings and goings. We've got a lot of work to do. When I say that the company is 24/7, we're 24/7. I operate 24/7. I had good conversation with the superintendent and the assistant superintendent regarding that. Something happens 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when I want to be informed about it. Hopefully nothing's happening at that point in time. But so we're here. We'll be here every day, varied times of the day. So Rich, give me a little bit about your background.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you guys for the opportunity to work with this district. My name is Richard Anderson. I'm a retired detective from the New York City Police Department. A little over 20 years of service with that organization. Retired as a major case investigator. Did a lot of dignitary protection, foreign heads of states, and a lot of counterterrorism duties. Switching hats, I'm also in the volunteer fire service for over 30 years, ex-chief in the Bohemia Fire Department, the current safety director for that organization. About 100 members in the department, so reviewing of safety policies and plans and best practices for that agency. Also, still certified in New York State EMT. So ride with and assist with Salem Community Ambulance and our own rescue operations within the department. Being here for the short period of time that we are here, just really starting to get to review some of the plans, your fire drills, your emergency evacuation drills, lockdowns. Those are the big things that everybody needs help with, and I'm confident that we can take this to where it needs to be. It's a great plan in place already. We're just going to make it that much better. I'm confident in that, and so far everybody's been fantastic in the district. So thank you.
Will you be providing us with a report after your 30-day assessment, I guess?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anybody have any questions?
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Any statements from residents, Janice?
No.
Okay, student staff recognitions? Okay, old business? Old business? It's going to be quick. Reports and reviews, our update for our bond projects, Park East and BBS?
Good evening. Thank you for having us. I'm going to provide you an update for August 2017. Photos most recently taken yesterday around 12 p.m. This starts with Wading River. This is one of the computer labs, renovated existing space. And if you have any questions during the slideshow, comments, feel free to ask them. This is a typical renovated classroom space. Currently, the district's loading it with materials. These are the materials that are being loaded into the classrooms. That's the completed existing hallways. Men working right now, cleaning and distributing materials. This is one of the renovated bathrooms. This is a picture of the site work. This one isn't from Monday. This is from last Thursday. I just wanted to show the progress from Thursday to yesterday. So as you can see, there's no asphalt. Curbs are going in. RCA. Also highlight some of the roof work that was done over the summer. This is just another shot on Thursday. The back showing the new addition to the far right. And then this is yesterday. The paving going down.
How'd you get these aerials?
Drone.
Okay.
The stripes around though, the parking spaces are.
Yes, as of today, it's been line striped. That's right now called the binder course. There's been a top course applied to it. There's been significant work that has occurred from 12 o'clock yesterday to where we stand today. This is the start of Miller Ave. It's a typical classroom being loaded. Just another classroom with the furniture. This is the multi-purpose room. It's currently loaded with a bunch of furniture that's being distributed throughout the building. Here's one of the bathrooms at Miller Ave. And here's a site work photo from last Thursday at Miller Ave. Again, no asphalt down, curbs going in, RCA being applied, highlighting the roofs that were done earlier in the summer. Another shot from Thursday from the front side of the building, the additions in the back right-hand corner. And then this is as of 12 o'clock yesterday. Since then, the top course has been applied. Line striping is in for the majority of the parking lot. And there's a front shot of the parking lot. So over the next course, the next few days we have, there's interior cleaning going on, some fine tuning. There's going to be landscaping, fencing, safety fencing put up. So you will see quite a bit of changes over the next 3 days. And these are just a couple of aerial shots of the middle school track and where they stand. They're doing some final grading over there. The irrigation system's in. Oops, that was the last one, sorry. So that concludes the photos that we have. Are there any questions related to the projects?
How are we looking for September 7th?
We're looking good. There's still a lot of work left. A lot of moving to do, but it's all attainable. They're working night shifts currently. Probably be working through the weekend. Fire marshal's scheduled for 1 o'clock on Friday. And we're right in line to have students arrive next week.
Great.
It looks great. I got the opportunity to tour them today, both Miller Avenue and Wading River with Glenn and Jerry. So it was definitely eye-opening to see all the work that was done in the last 2 weeks. So it's very, very aggressive. So it looks great.
It was a very aggressive schedule, a lot of work by all parties, district included, a lot of help with their staff. So
I think you guys have done a wonderful job. I know that you've been under a lot of pressure to get everything finished. Generally speaking, you're putting together a punch list toward the end of the job to try and make sure all the things are taken care of. With a job this magnitude, with all this activity going on, do you go through a procedure at the end before opening up the building, making sure from a safety standpoint, I don't want to say sharp edges, but, just the finishes in certain cases, making sure that things are safe for the kids coming in? Out in the yard area, things like that, does somebody do a walkthrough just to make sure that from a facility standpoint, kids aren't going to find anything from the construction phase still out there? Can you talk a little bit about that?
sure, we definitely do that. I think it's a collective effort between the architect BBS, us, the district, anything that's pointed out. Safety of the students and staff is a primary goal of ours. There'll be, as I mentioned before, safety fencing put up, especially at Wading River where there's a phase 2 to that project. So isolating that location from where the active students and staff will be. Sharp edges, anything of that nature, we go around, look at, make sure everything's in a safe manner. The fire marshal does a walkthrough 1 o'clock, starting at Wading River on Friday. He looks at life safety, exit signs, pole stations. We make sure your fire alarm systems are fully functioning. Broken glass is removed. Plexiglass is put in its place. So we're going through all those steps now. And collectively, I think at the end, we're all going to walk through and make sure throughout the weekend that we're addressing every need that's out there.
Okay, thank you.
So from what it looks like and from what I understand, everything will be, we will be able to expect students on the 7th, and teachers and staff will be able to begin moving all of those boxes back into their classroom. But is there anything that you anticipate not being done in either school by the first day?
There are a few components that I believe everyone was aware of. Window replacements for the existing building are going to be done during the night shift. There's a second phase at Wading River for the cafeteria space and some of the ancillary areas associated with that building. Other than that, other than punch list items.
The cafeteria is not too far behind. I mean, we're talking, what, a month? October 1st?
The goal is for October 1st, and that's on track as well. There are actually some of the areas that they plan not to turn over, like the bathrooms associated with that area, are on track to be turned over early, maybe with the start of school on the 7th.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to add to that, the district is going to provide some communications to the community about the new drop-off procedures for each of the schools since the parking lots have changed tremendously.
Yes, I know Mr. Arcuri is working on that with staff to come up with a schematic for parents to post on the webpage, and we'll email out to parents about what the new flow is for dropping students off, for pickups, so that as smooth as possible, the new flow can be implemented on the first day of school. And I would be remiss if I didn't have a big, we can't thank our custodians and ground crew enough for the amount of time, energy, effort, and care they've put in over the last few weeks to move those desks, the furniture, to clean up. They are an outstanding group of men and women that are working in the school district, and they should really be recognized. We wouldn't be where we were without those people right now, so great job to them. And to Glenn as well, who stepped out, who's been there on Saturdays and Sundays, and I did see a picture of Glenn with a wow, I'm losing the word for that, a cart with boxes on it, moving things to the classrooms on Saturday and Sunday. So many thanks to him as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. Votes and resolutions. So Janice, we're back to this June 20th minutes. We have to approve those minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay. You guys okay with approving those minutes? Can I get a motion to vote on the June 20th, 2017 minutes? Aaron first. Second, Mike Lewis. All in favor?
Abstain.
All opposed? Abstain? 601. Can I get a motion to vote on the August 15th, 2017 minutes? Can I get a first? Henry, second. Mike Iannucci, all in favor? 7-0. Can I get a motion to approve the CPSE, CSE, and 504 meeting summary dated August 23rd, 2017? Aaron, second. Katie, all in favor? Well, 7-0. Can I get approval of the treasurer's report? Does anybody have any questions on the treasurer's report? Get approval of the treasurer's report? Can I get a motion? Kim, second. Mike Iannucci, all in favor? 7-0. Resolutions. Does anybody have any questions about the resolutions?
I do, but I need Glenn to come back.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay. Anybody have any questions that can be handled by anybody else?
The
Maybe we-
safety plan, is that Glenn? Is that going to be Glenn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Says-
I wanted to just, it's not a question, but on 1718, 039 and 040, they're about Teachers College, and I just wanted to say that as a former educator who was involved at Teachers College, I'm really proud that Shoreham-Wading River includes Teachers College in their curriculum. So it's not a question, it's just a statement that I'm thankful for this opportunity for our teachers and staff and Alan.
Can I ask you to talk into the microphone, please?
Say that again.
Do I have to say all that again, Jen?
No.
Aaron's proud.
I like
he's
Teachers
back.
College.
I have a question in reference to the district safety plan. Was the Suffolk County Police or the Riverhead Police involved in that process at all?
Could you repeat the
The
beginning?
district safety plan.
The district safety plan.
Was the Suffolk County Police and/or the Riverhead Police involved in that process? And were the building administrators involved?
The answer to the first question was yes. The answer to the second question was also yes.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you. I know there was some other
And
questions.
just to add to it, the state police department also obtains a copy of it
Right.
after we file it, and they are also part of that process.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
For Resolution 1718-037, can you just explain or give additional information about what this transfer is? Is this a standard practice? Why are we doing this?
Okay, what the Employee Benefits Accrued Liability Reserve is a reserve account that you are allowed to make required payments upon separation of a staff from the district, as opposed to using the general fund, which is the district's annual budget. This is an annual event. We obtain what the actual payout is at the end of June. We perform the calculation for it, and then we present to the Board of Education the ability to transfer funds to pay required payments to these employees that have left the district from this particular reserve fund. That's what it's established for.
Thank you.
Rob, just to go back to the safety plan one?
Yep.
We jumped to 37.
Sorry.
Back on 28. There's a mention about public comment for that safety plan, page 4, paragraph D. Is there a timeline for that, or do we know what that timeline is going to be?
The public comment allows the opportunity for, once it's presented here. Again, the district-wide safety plan is the overarching required plan that is now on an annual basis is required to be adopted by the Board of Education. The public always has the ability to make a comment on it at any point in time. There are specific building level plans that aren't public documents, but they are provided to the required authorities. But as far as the public comment, now is the time when it is being discussed tonight, that if there is a public comment or any board meeting later.
Right.
This is a live, living document. We can make changes to it. The possibility exists after the entire threat assessment is finished by our newly acquired Director of School Safety. They might have recommendations for us. and we might come back to modify this particular safety plan.
Okay, so the reason I ask is just so that the constituency is aware of the fact that they can make comments at any time. And then specifically, I know this is a hierarchy of individual plans for the buildings. It talks about a sheltering drill. And I know that we have evacuation drills, but I wasn't aware. Can you talk about the sheltering drill?
We do a sheltering in place drill that if there is a, I'm going to title it as a catastrophic event that would require us to actually shelter within the building within the most safest spots that are deemed to be the most safest areas. So there is an actual drill that is performed on an annual basis just for that type of an emergency.
Okay. And those types of emergencies could be, I guess, natural
could be a
disaster,
could be a natural gas issue, could be a very bad fire, could be outside of the district, could be a bank robbery, it could be many different things. I mean, I'm not going to say
we go through those scenarios, I guess, in a sheltering.
We do a lot of different ones, but the point is when the safety team within a given building declares that a shelter-in-place drill is actually needed, they know what different criteria meet that type of drill.
Okay.
So whether it's going to be a lockdown, whether it's going to be a lockout, whether it's just a fire, whether it's a fire drill, each building has specific codes in order to indicate what type of drill is actually needed for that particular incident.
Okay. And I think Covert addressed this, but considering that we have new wings, new sections of the building, the individual building plans then will be revised to reflect those areas?
I have been working with the two building principals in order to develop new fire evacuation maps. They have been doing them themselves, meaning we are overseeing the process, because the Wading River building right now is going to be a two-phase process. We need a phase one emergency evacuation plan, and then that will be revised once the entire grass area behind the back of the school becomes available again.
Okay, and just two more questions. I'll make it quick. In terms of the plan, there's discussion of early detection of violent behavior in that plan. What have we done in the past year in terms of programs? I know there's certain programs that are cited in there, but is that done at the building level plans?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be more focused on age level for behavior.
Age appropriate drills, as well as planning. Yes.
Okay. And there wasn't any mention. I know there's another resolution regarding natural helpers, but that seems like a natural to go into this plan, right? Because it kind of fosters, individuals, almost like a peer review of, right? So,
well, natural helpers is students attending, and they're trained basically on how to help work other students through social emotional issues and support them in that form.
Right. So is that something that maybe we want to cite in the general plan? Because I know there were a couple of different, social support programs that are included in it. What's that?
Like bucket fillers was named.
Like bucket fillers
but
was
natural
named,
helper
sure,
wasn't,
right.
yeah.
So
We'll definitely look into that.
spending money on doing it, so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Do we want to take them as a block?
No.
No.
Okay, what do we want to pull out? 043?
43, yep.
Can we
Okay,
do
so-
36 first?
So you want to pull out 36 as well?
Oh, I'm sorry, pulling out? No, I thought you meant discuss.
Do you have any others to discuss?
I do, yeah.
Sure. You have as much time as you need.
The shared services panel, 17, 18, 36, there's mention in there about giving them authority to vote. Since it's a panel that's going to look at shared services, I'm always concerned about shared services and what autonomy we're losing if something. So can we talk a little bit about what his voting actually will mean? Are we committing to anything?
It just means that we would have a representative on the committee that's developing that shared service plan. So if they're putting things in place or not putting things in place, we would have a voice, a representative there. It also it's likely that if you don't have a voting member for this upcoming year, fiscal year for the state, any savings realized by a school district, either school district that's benefit or intermunicipality, the savings you get will be matched by the governor. So not having a voting member may preclude you from getting that additional funding from the state to match your savings.
Yeah, I wanted to
bonus.
make sure that the voting member isn't necessarily committing us to something.
No
And-
commitment on our end. It's really just the format of the documents, what services might be on there, any improvements to the shared service plan. It's just sort of adding somebody from here who's thinking about the district, about that overall shared service plan, but we're not committing to anything through that. It's completely voluntary if we use a shared service or don't use a shared service moving forward.
They have a charter, I guess, that kind of outlines that specific. I mean, the minute I see someone voting, I feel like there's going to be some commitment as, okay, well, Shoreham-Wading River voted to proceed along this manner.
All of the, if we do use any of the shared services, it would be contractual, so we would be signing off and approving a contracted service, so we have the power to say yes or no. I think the voting member is really is part of the design phase for designing that shared service. So I'll just give you an example. If I looking down at the shared services, I did attend a meeting over the summer to get a better sense of this. You may look down the left side. Boat pump out. So if we had to pump out a boat, we're in our district, but I don't think.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Pumping out a boat might cost you $1,000 through a private contractor or even through the state bid. A school district may have a boat with a pump out. You may be able to get it for half the cost.
So, and similar to what we do with BOCES now.
Yeah, yes, a little bit similar, a little closer to home. There may be some benefit to us for some equipment that we have, if it makes sense, one increase, that we could generate some income on something we're not using all the time, but somebody else may want to use that they don't have.
Okay.
So we'll see how it unfolds.
I just have a question on 43, maybe more of a clarification. What exactly is the professional development component that McGraw-Hill is providing?
Right. We would be looking to have the representative from the Alex Universal Screener come to the district on September 6th to work with our secondary teachers to provide a 3-hour workshop on rollout of the instructional support modules so that all of our staff, last year, remember, we did do a pilot on the Alex screener in the secondary level for our Learning Center and our academic intervention students. So some of our teachers have already received the training on how to use this. This would be to help enable all of our teachers in the secondary math program to be able to use the Alex instructional tool to support